Alrighty, so welcome to my newest class. It is about dart manipulation, but we're not just going to talk about dart manipulation. We're going to talk about a couple different things because dart manipulation is, it's just that, and it's kind of boring if you don't know how to do other things. And dart manipulation isn't all there is to getting your garment done. So, first of all, of course, you need to have a basic bodice and skirt done at least, and your sleeve too before you can do that. So, hopefully you have already watched the videos on making your basic patterns, and if not, then go ahead and watch those videos. Anywho, so let's talk about darts really quickly. Now, these are some wonderful little quarter size patterns that I have. I got them out of my pattern book. It's the Pattern Making for Fashion Design. It's the 4th edition that I have. I don't know if they have these in the newer edition. Hopefully they do. But anywho, I got them in mine, so I'm going to use them to kind of illustrate all the dart manipulations that we're going to be doing. Now, let's answer this question. What is a dart? Well, these are darts. And what a dart basically does, it enables you to take this 2D piece of fabric, that's flat, and shape it so that it fits around your body. And wherever your body has extra room, or wherever your body curves or goes out, it enables the fabric to be able to slide across, or not slide across, but fit around your body so that the clothing doesn't look like you're wearing, pieces of fabric. It looks like clothing, it looks nice, and you can make your clothing sexy or whatever. All of these spots that look like little V's cut into the garment or into the pattern, they're all darts. Darts are super duper important. I know when I first started sewing, I didn't really understand the importance of darts, and I didn't even know what darts were, so I would always use stretch fabric. And really, if you think about it, stretch fabric will really, like, using it all the time, yeah, it'll let you get started sewing and, doing other things, but stretch fabric really, like, handicaps you. You can't get very far if you're just using stretch fabric. So darts are the key to using woven fabrics. And of course you need to know how to do zippers and buttons and buttonholes if you're going to be using woven fabrics, because you got to have a way to close it. Simplest thing you could do just to get you sewing right away is just to sew these little ties on everything and just tie everything closed if you don't know how to do a zipper or a button or whatever. So either way, if you've been avoiding woven fabrics, which are fabrics that don't stretch, then this is probably why you can't understand how to make the fabric fit, and that's the big problem that I have. So I want to show you some examples really quickly. I have my Harper's Bazaar book open, and this is, I suppose this will date the video just a little bit, but the great thing about fashion, even though it changes so quickly, and the things that I'm showing you now won't really be in season in a year or so, the best thing about it, fashion goes back and forth, and fashion goes in cycles. So like the 20s are popular again, 1920s, and the type of clothing that was popular then. It's not 1920 right now, it's 2012. So even though it's 2012, if I was teaching you how to do 1920s garments in the 20s, then guess what? It's time to pull those videos back out, and now you can go back in and use those videos, and your clothing will probably look a little more authentic. Authentic than if you were just going and picking up a piece of clothing now. But so it's just all about applying different things. But let me show you this, just so you'll know what I'm talking about with the darts. Now, if you look here, I'm going to take this off so we can get up close and personal. Now, if you look here at this dress, there are darts here, that are enabling the dress to kind of suck in some. And there are also darts here on the skirt. Okay, same thing for jackets. There are usually darts in the jacket somewhere here that allows the garment to hug the person a little bit. Now, if you look here, these are basically the same darts like you have in the dress here. And it's through this analysis that you'll be able to go, and if you see something like this, you say, oh yeah, I can make that. Because this is the secret behind making clothing like that. So you got your dart here, that's what enables it to fit there. This is a bust dart. Even if you only have a pattern like this, you can always make this bust dart by learning how to do dart manipulation. It's very simple, and this is simple dart manipulation, just opening up this area here for another dart. Oh my gosh, super simple. So that won't be hard to do, and you'll be learning how to do that, or at least getting an idea of how to do that very soon. But right now I'm trying to show you the importance of darts and what they do for garments. So, and like I was saying, in the skirt, she has a dart here. Now this skirt has 2 darts. You can always change it and make it 1 dart, and you know, there's a way to do that. The way that I found that was best was actually draping it, but anywho, you can still always take that and just make 1 dart out of it. And also, the other thing that you might be wondering is, well, when you do a stretch garment, all you have to do is, even though you might have the darts here, or I'm sorry, in a stretch garment you won't have these darts. You'll just curve the outside edge of whatever it is that you're working on. And this is true also in woven fabrics, because you see these patterns have darts, but they're also shaped on the outer edges, so they still kind of go towards the body on the outer edges. But the thing is, when you have a woven piece of fabric, if you just take this away and you only try to shape the garment on the outside, the garment's not going to fit as well, and you're still not going to be able to get as close a fit. So yeah, this will help you on the sides of your body. That'll help you here, but how do you make the garment fit in here? Well, that's what you need darts for. Okay, so that's why darts are important. That is the key. Like I said, that is the secret to being able to sew woven fabrics and make that fabric that does not stretch fit as if it does stretch, you know, in the same way, if not better, than a garment that stretches. So the best part about the woven fabric, though, is that over time the woven fabric won't lose its shape as quickly as the stretch fabric. And that kind of goes both ways, because some stretch fabrics last longer than other stretch fabrics. And you can tell that, like, even like in men's underwear. Like, I have some underwear that I bought a while back, and I don't know if it's because it wasn't the most expensive underwear or whatever, but I have some, and they really don't have the shape that they had when I first got them. They're frumpy looking, they're old, or the waistband has stretched all out, and so, you know, they don't look really nice. You have to throw them away and buy some more. But anywho, with stretch garments that don't stretch, like for instance, let's take jeans. We do know that jeans stretch over time, okay? But when you first get the jeans, they're really tight. Now, take that same idea and go take your jeans and throw them in the washing machine and then throw them in the dryer. And your jeans almost fit like brand new. They're tight again, you can't breathe again, and you're happy. So, anywho, that's what the purpose of that is. And you know, going back and forth between stretches and woven, I would definitely suggest, if you're trying to go to the next level with your sewing, mastering stretch fabrics is great, because there's still the more advanced you get with working with stretch fabrics, there is still a way that stretch fabrics can be really tricky too, especially the more complicated the designs and the more seam lines you have. So yeah, stretch fabrics can get kind of crazy too. But woven fabrics, once you learn how to do darts in your fabric, woven fabric will be much more easy for you to get into. And all you have to do is find out how to do a buttonhole and a button and now the garment's closed. I mean, he doesn't have a zipper. You know, zippers, I will admit, zippers are harder to put on a garment than a button in a buttonhole, you know, if you compare the two. And even, you know, something that maybe it fits a certain way and you can just slip it on, and like I said, you can tie it. You know, that's a lot simpler than, you know, whatever. But now something else I do want to show you, because I don't want to just harp on darts, because darts are great, but darts aren't everything, and you're gonna get tired of just, you know, using darts really fast. And even if you learn how to do all the different manipulations that you can do with darts, it's gonna get old. So the other concept that you need to learn is added fullness. And once you combine those two with the darts and the added fullness, you can really get some crazy stuff going on. Like this, for instance. This is added fullness, okay? All of this extra down here, added fullness, because the dart itself is not going to give you that much poof in the garment. You have to add some extra room to it to be able to get it to look like that. So that's where the added fullness comes in. Something like this is just simply using darts. You can see she has 2 darts down here and what looks like 2 darts up here, but they're itty bitty darts, and it looks like the rest of the room is up here going into the top of the garment. So there's that. This is a really great example of added fullness. This is Roberto Cavalli. That's awesome. More added fullness with this Dior dress. Added fullness is down here in the skirt. You can get a good amount of room by doing a dart manipulation on the top darts in your skirt. Where is it? By manipulating these and throwing the darts down here, you can get a decent amount of fullness, you know, just your basic amount. But if you want more, like how full this dress is, you need to learn added fullness in combination with, you know, your darts. This is a nice Vivarang dress. To be completely honest, I hated this collection when I saw it, but well, when I saw it at the at her show, or, you know, on her show, I was watching it on YouTube and I saw it. I was like, ew, Vera, that's really bad collection. But looking at it here, it's gorgeous, you know. So it's all about how you present it, right? So anywho, now the other thing, and this brings up the next little topic. The last thing that I do want to teach you in this class is contouring, because it goes along with darts and all that other jazz. When you do a garment like this, it needs to fit close to the body for, you know, fit reasons, and also just because it's more beautiful when it's hugging you, unless you purposely have a reason why it needs to be floating away from the body. Normally there is no good reason why it's floating, or it needs to be floating away from the body, so it needs to hug here. If you just take this pattern, and let's say this was the entire front, both sides, and you just cut it here across, you're going to have a lot of room here, because our bodies dip in here right before we get to the chest area, and coming from the shoulder blade, or the your collarbone, our bodies dip. They have this dip in this area. So if you just cut it, it's going to be floating away, because she has a dip here. You can't really tell just by looking at her, but just touch your own chest and you can feel there's a dip right in this area. You need to know how to get that room out of there, and that's what contouring is for. This is added fullness down here, so that looks nice. Contouring is also the other half of learning how to do, learning how to manipulate your darts, really, and getting the most bang for your buck. So, like I said, I want to give you a lot, and this is like a combination of added fullness and dart manipulation, because, you know, she has some bust darts, of course, somewhere, and then, you know, they can point them over here and then gather it back down, and then, but you still need to, you know, get all this extra fabric in there, so you're gonna have to make it, you know, what do you call it, do added fullness and then take it back down. Same thing with the bottom of this skirt. So anywho, that's it for that. And now I'm going to go into the next video where I will actually show you how to manipulate your darts, and we'll go through some examples.